Hi everyone, it's Daniela and I am so happy you're here. I have a whole project idea. I have to tell you the story. So we're gonna make an altered book junk journal. I made one over a year ago and I haven't since. I try to think of new and exciting tutorials. So the story is I got this beautiful Kaiser Craft paper. It's from the Sea Breeze collection. It is so pretty. It's a little bright here today in New Jersey, so I hope this looks okay. And I had a bunch of stuff left over, and I don't like having leftover stuff because then you put it somewhere, you lose it, and you never use it. So I put it in a big Ziploc bag and kept it like in the front where I would see it. And it happened to be at a thrift store, and I saw this book at like the corner of my eye, and I was like, that could match that paper. And I bought it for $1, even though it's like bent on the corner. And can you see it's water damage? But that's okay because rip it up anyway. But so I was just excited to find this color. I mean, it was a whole $1, but I took a risk that it would match, and it matches so pretty. So I was so excited. So I got my remaining pieces out and my book, and we're going to get started. I wanted to show you some of the paper and stuff. This is what I have left, which is quite a lot. So when I do the book, well, we're going to talk about the book in a minute and explain how we're going to go about doing this. So these flowers are just so pretty and the colors. This is, oh, and they're double-sided. Not much for the polka dots. This one's like a burgundy color. And this is pretty, and the flowers are pretty. And then I have this round piece. It came in like the color. Oh, there's two. I didn't even know there were two. And these, though, are like almost like clear embossed. I don't know if you can, yeah, you see the shiny part. This is such a pretty one. This is so pretty. This is the same one from before. And this isn't really black. It's almost like a espresso or something. So that's nice. This pattern I just thought was pretty fun. This stripe on the back. This I'm not a big fan of huge circles, but the back is wood, which is cool. And I never used the sticker sheet, so maybe we'll use it. I don't know. I also have a bunch of little die cuts left that I thought might make really cute tuck spots or something. And the reason I'm calling it a junk journal is because this stuff is pretty much junk. It's not enough to actually make a real book with, you know. So I thought this was super fun, and of course I'll add junk to it. I bought the stamp set when I got this whole collection, and I think these are so pretty. And I still have flowers. So I bought several packs to match the paper. They're a little mushed though. They came this way, and I was like, why? But we'll see what we can do with that. So I already started. Can you see? Look, the shadow from my camera. I have tea in this bottle, and I just sprayed it, and I think I'm going to do that, but I'm going to wait until the papers are cut so that I don't waste paper, tea, whatever. Okay, so that's the paper and stuff, and now we'll zoom in so you can actually be closer to the book. As always, I don't want to zoom in too much because that's too much. Okay, so First thing I want to do is, like I said, there were pages that were stuck together too. I couldn't believe that. Normally I would have thought this would have been like a free bin or something. Very water stained looking, look. I don't like that very much. Well, anyway, so what we have to do first is remove pages. Another thing I want to do first, hold on, let me get it. I want to do a little bit of sanding on the cover. Yes, here it is. I have one of these Tim Holtz sanding blocks, and it might have some metal corners for these corners too, but I just like to go around, and I'll do more of the outside edges a little bit, and in the middle to get some of that whatever coating off as well. So that. And as far as removing pages, I always keep the first blank page, and then I like to, the way the book will be is that you're going to have 5 pages, no, okay, 4 pages back and front, and then a pocket. So you're going to, the first one we're going to do, we're going to keep 5 pages and tear out 5 pages. But after that, we have to keep 6 because the first section doesn't have a pocket to start with. So the pockets are going to be between where the paper is torn out. So the 5th page of this one, the first section, will be glued on the sides here and here to the first page of the next section. Then we want 4 pages to do stuff to, and then we need a page from that section, tear out 5 pages, the first page from the next section. I don't know if I'm making sense, but let's just start and see how it goes. So I like to keep the beginning pages and the empty blank pages. There's usually a few of them in the back also. But, so I think, I don't know, these look cute. And it's got the 1953 copyright, but this is, I don't know if it's that old. Anyway, I'm going to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm going to remove 5. And I am just going to pull them out one at a time, because then you get, I'm trying to show you if you can see, you don't rip it out so far. There's a little piece of paper there, you can kind of see it, little piece left in there all the way deep down, because if you tore it out any further, a piece from back here would fall out. So I just like to take my time and remove them carefully. Plus, then you get to reuse them too, especially because these have that blue on them. This, it's, I don't know if it's a, gosh, I don't know, it's a blue-green. What would you call that? Aquamarine? Aqua? I don't know, but it's a nice, it's a really pretty blue-green. That's 4. And this one is 5. Now, what we would do is the 5th page from this section will then be adhered on the side to the first page from this section, making a pocket right here in the middle. See what I'm saying? So now we want, now we have to do 6 pages, so we have this part to connect and this part to connect, one for the front, one for the back, and 4 pages in between. So now we're going to go 1, 2, and I know I'm going to have a few pages stuck together because it was wet once and stuff. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, if this book starts to get, now we remove 5. 1. If it gets too thick, we can go back through and remove more pages. Plus, I don't know how many pages your book would have. You know, everybody's book is a different size, but if it's too thick, we can have it 1 page less in each section. Not a big deal. 2, 3, and there will be a time when the pages don't come out quite this easy anymore. 3. So in that case, that's when I use the ruler. And we put it in there, right in the spine, and use it as a straight edge for your pages. It's hard to show you and hold this at the same time. So I made a little bit of a mess there trying to do it without looking. That's okay, because is that 3? 1, 2. Here, let's count. Oh my heck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's 5. So I'll clean that up a little bit. But this one and this one will now form another pocket. So all your stuff, especially when it looks yucky like mine does now, will be covered. So we keep 6 because we need this to connect with that section and the last page to the next. I think you get it now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am concerned that 6 is too many, but we'll see. So anyway, now I would remove another 5, and so on and so on and so on. I'm going to do that, remove these pages. I'm going to sand my cover, and I think I'm going to continue tea staining these papers. No, I'm not, because I want to make sure that they all get cut, and then I can spray them that way before we put them in. So I will not do that, but I'm going to do this and take all these out, and then I will be right back, and then we will keep working on our altered book junk journal. We're so excited about this. See you in a minute. Hi, so I'm back, and I did a whole bunch of work on the book. First of all, I guess I can bring you in a little closer, but when we start working, I won't. As you can see, I did some sanding, and I found, yes, I am wearing my smock jacket. Ha! I found 4, I have a bunch of these, but I only had 4 of this like antique silver one, so I was lucky I had 4. So I'm going to put them on all of the corners. I ripped out all the pages I said I was going to, and when I did, I said it's too thick, so I removed that 6th page that was in each section. So now the sections only have this page. These 2 are going to have pattern paper. This one's going to be folded into a pocket, and this is going to be the 2 pages together to cover my seam where I ripped stuff out right here. As you can see, I like to really clean it up. So, I also did a test on, I wanted to just use gesso to cover up some of the writing and blur it. I've always done it that way. I never had a problem. This book is clearly older than I thought. Like the sides of the pages is more jagged, and this paper is like more absorbent than it just soaked it in. I have a couple of other pages because I tried several different things. One page, I'm just find the right one. Here it is. This is 4 coats of gesso, and you can see every word through it. And I'm like, how many coats am I supposed to put on? And then I went through and I tried some white ink, and I did this 2 days ago, and they're still like wet. So I don't want to use that, so I decided to cut pieces of my coffee dyed papers and put them over, but they won't cover completely because I still want it to look like a book. So let me find one. I cut them like this so that you'll see parts of the word letters on the outside. I thought that'd be fun, and there's plenty of writing space. So we're going to attach these. I die cut these pieces, this shape, as you can see, from off-white cardstock because it kind of matches the old color of the book. And I used my last junk journal I made. I used a pointed scallop. This one's a rounded scallop, and I couldn't run the book through the machine. So I just used all of my scraps from a different project and ran them through, and we're going to glue them in between there. These are all thin border dies, which I love. These are from Crafter's Companion, and it has all of these. There's a pointy edge, this edge, scallop, this one's fun. So yeah, so all of these, and I used this one. So I die cut. There are 10, or I think, I can't remember now, sections, and I did 2 for each section. And where these paper clips are is the pocket portion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 sections there. So we have these paper. Is any? So I told you I removed that piece, the 6th page, to make it even smaller. I cut 2 pattern papers, and I punched this pretty little corner. That punch is from Fiskars. It's a corner punch, but it has 3 different corners. I used this one, and the name of it is Lace. I love this punch. Also, I made a fold out right here, and for that one I used this Martha Stewart punch. It doesn't have a name. I'm sure it has one, I just don't know it. But I liked how it was like scalloped like that because it kind of looked like the scallop on here. I was trying to match it up. I also did the cover pages, and I punched them as well, and then I realized, duh, I'm using these on it. So this is, yeah, no, yeah, this is the front, and I'm probably going to put lace on this side. So since I'm not exactly, and that's the back, and I put the wood behind it, and since I'm not exactly sure, I'm not going to do that yet. And then in the inside covers, I have a piece of paper for both inside covers. I think that's upside down. I also think it's the wrong one. Yeah, I think it's the right one. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's supposed to be like that. And then either this is just going to be the white paper like I showed you, or I have another idea. I thought, okay, I would put that piece of paper here, put this old envelope. I have envelopes and no cards or anything, and the envelopes are too big to use like for regular mail. Anyway, I was going to put that down there, and this would fold out, and then it folds back, and I was using a piece of the book paper to cover, and then a little piece of that colored paper in there. Might do that. I made one for both. The other one is the same thing, but I used that black paper. And I really don't have a lot left. I mean, I have enough to do some pockets and stuff, and that's cool because my thing is I don't like to have anything left over anymore. Ever since I moved and saw how much stuff I had that I didn't even know I had. Let me zoom you out just a little bit more. That's in. I always get it wrong. Okay. That I was really mad that I had so much. So, like these pieces here are from cutting out these guys here. And they look nice on like the edge of a page, or I don't know. So I'm going to use them somewhere. And I also love how the part you punch off from the punch looks. Doesn't that look cool? So I hope to be using all of these pieces of junk in my book because I don't want to waste anything. And the last thing is I'm not sure about the closure. I might do a hitch post, not sure yet, or I'll bow, which is my thing, you know. The last thing is this glue. So my friend Cheryl told me this is the best thing like to ever happen to the universe. It's called art glitter glue, but it doesn't have glitter in it, and it dries clear. It doesn't leave anything shiny. It dries fast. It's supposed to adhere metal and everything else that you can think of, and it comes with this really fine tip and a pin to put in so it doesn't get clogged. So we're going to try this one out today and hope that it is as awesome as I was told that it was. So I'm just going to do one section of pages with you because then it'll just be the same thing over and over and over. So I'm just going to pick a spot to start with. I don't know, is it better to be in the middle, you think? And we're just going to apply this stuff, and that will be that. So when it comes to the pocket, you want to line it up in the middle somewhere so that then each one you don't have to measure anymore. All you have to do is a little bit more, about 4 1/8. I know it's hard because I have paper clips, but that looks about right. Then you could just match them up one to the next kind of thing. So, got that out of the way. Now these two guys right here are a pocket. Anyway, are a pocket, and I'm going to take one of these. Let me spin it back around. And I also don't want to get out of frame. Here's why I made the center mark. Hope you could see it. And so I want this piece to be centered there. And I'm pulling it up. Right? And then we're going to pull it up. And push it back down. We don't want it sticking out too much. So I'm going to use this groovy new glue. Take the pin out. And just going to apply some down here to the bottom because I might have to cut off the sides. And then if I do need to add more, I will, to the part that's kind of hidden. I feel like it's a little crooked. Like I told you, you have to really be kind of quick with this glue. I have, of course, tried it out just a little bit to see. That looks pretty good. And we press. Isn't that a pretty edge? I like that. And then I'm going to take little scissors and I'm going to cut this piece off. Try not to cut the book page. Thank you, Daniella. I got you on here. I might add a little more glue up here, but I'm not going to right this second. I want to put the other one on here first. And this one will have I inked both sides, but one side's also kind of embossed, so that will be the outside. So I'm going to do this groovy glue thing again. And like I said later, I won't waste your time adding more glue, but I will. Now I'm going to do this so that it is centered. Am I not in frame? See? That's okay. I don't think I did much that you would have missed. Hopefully. Anyway, I'm just lining it up. I'm lining it up. I need to move this one up a little bit to match. And there we go. Good. It's a good match. Cut this extra piece off. Now this glue is also not supposed to wrinkle your pages. I was going to use score tape to avoid wrinkling my pages, but with all that I've heard about this glue, it could be the answer to bookmaking problems all around. So what did I have to lose, right? Now I'm just adding it down both sides. It's okay if it's a little wiggly. Nice big pockets, right? Sweet. Gee Louise, I hope you just saw me put the glue on there. If it was like this, would you? Well, you would have saw some, right? And here, I lost my good bone folder. Awful. Isn't it terrible? Ugh. I hate bad news. Now I'm just going to smooth you, flip you, pull you back, smooth, and that's good. Good, right? Awesome. So I'm inside of the pocket page. We are going to put a tea-dyed piece of paper. I'm going to add this groovy glue. And this will be a good experiment anyway, because I'll be back with the results of my scientific investigation. Like if this makes my pages start to wrinkle and get funky, then I'll move back to score tape, because these pages are, you know, funky enough just from being old. Like I said, I don't want to cover every bit of writing. I just want to disguise some of it, but I still want it to look like a book, you know? Move over. Move over. Move, move, move. Awesome. Don't know what that is. It's weird. Okay. That looks great. This one is also going to be a white piece of paper, and we'll do the same thing again. Like I said, it's either going to be the most awesome thing ever or the most epic of fails. We will see. I love trying out new things though, because you never know what will be the most amazing discovery ever. So, move this guy in the middle-ish. You're too far over. Want you more in the middle. That's good. Low, high. I'm trying to keep them even at the bottom at least, you know. Although I make no guarantees. But that's what's cool about making a homemade book, right? Altered or from scratch or whatever. The imperfections is what makes them positively perfect. If a machine was making it, you'd get perfection. Okay, that's 2 pieces. I should add a little bit more to the edge. I don't know. Now, anyway, moving on to these guys. Now, we're going to be using the pattern paper, right? These are upside down. I have a nice pile, so every other one of these, this one, the flaps on this side, the next one will be on the other side. But I just thought it would be cute if we covered the pages with paper. That was pretty. And added on this side a little flap with that punch that I showed you. I think that is super cute. So I'm going to add some of this groovy glue here on the flap, right? Awesome. And then flip it back up. Make sure nothing is leaking. Awesome. Now I'm going to add glue back here and stick it down. Put some here around that edge because we can't really add to the ends there. Go around that edge. That's a glob of sorts. Don't like that, but whatever. I just swirl some on. Right. Okay. I hope I don't get my head in the picture. A little lower. A little higher. Got some glue right there, but that's okay. Now you see why I don't bring you guys in much closer. Because I have a habit of filming outside the lines, just like my coloring. And then you have to add a little bit more on that edge. I will do that after, so as not to waste your time. I don't think I had enough here. That's what's cool about the tip too. I actually could do it right now while we're here, so I don't forget. Slip it right underneath. I have like a frog in my throat today. I don't know what that's all about. Awesome. Didn't even leak. Oh, pretty cool. And this lovely piece goes over here. Right? Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. Glue. More glue. I really hope this glue works out, if it does everything it says it does. I'm kind of liking it. Some swirls of glue. And try not to get my head in the frame. And also try to keep them even, right? Cool. The other problem is I have all the paper clips in here, keeping everybody together. I should take them off, and then my pages will be flatter. But, so there's those two, and this will be a white piece. But in this case, I have some coffee dyed graph paper, which I think is so fun. I also want to add some tracing paper at the end when all the decorations and fun stuff start coming out, because they really are the most fun part of all, aren't they? Or is it only me who thinks that? Whoa, globby. Dookie. I'm just going to pull it closer so I could see if it's even. Yeah, I guess it's even enough. And this. Gosh, how long has this been? Trying not to be too long. But I'm afraid I am failing. Okay, now this guy is going to get folded. I don't know. Like that, right? I'm just gonna glue these sides, and that is how we will be doing the whole book. And then I will make a decision at some point as to whether or not, see, it's a nice pocket, I'm going to use those envelopes on the front and back. So I'm going to do all the rest of these, and then we will meet back here for covers or decorating or whatever I get to at that point. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Okay, I decorated the whole book except for one section. We'll do that one together. What was I going to say? They're all the same, different colors, different things. So, it is super duper fat, but it still squishes. So I'm thinking I couldn't use a hitch post because we have the cool decoration here. So I'm going to use seam binding all the way around and tie it on the side. But the cover will come after this because I changed my mind on the top paper because I have, sorry about the lighting, what is going on, right? Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure I have plenty of room for my pretty flowers and whatever other fun things I want to add, and to fix my poor flowers, I don't know. Anyway, so what I did was, I'll zoom in a little, because if I zoom in too much, you all know I will go out of frame. So I added my usual library pocket, and this stuff here, has anybody heard of this? The greatest thing ever? Looks like rhinestones, right? See, glistens and all of that. It's called bling on a roll, and it isn't rhinestones. It's not even metal. It's almost like fabric. Like it's just this fabric. I can't explain it any better. It's like ribbon. I mean, it's raised, but it isn't rhinestones. Like, it's just, I'm trying to show you. There you go. Upside down, and then right side up. It may look rhinestone-ish. Oh, there you go. But it isn't. It's the coolest thing ever. I think it's maybe Darcy is the brand. I saw it on Amazon while looking for something, and then they have those you might like or whatever. So I used die cuts. I also punched out a bunch of butterflies and flowers to use throughout the book, and I kept this first page because if you can see, it's the same color as the book, so I thought that was really cool. And this section doesn't have the beginning pages, but I put down the pattern paper, and I have a flip out on each one. See, already almost out of flame. And I added some of my punched butterflies. I made these little, I had some left over of the strips of paper, so I just folded them 3 times, and that was stamped, and punched it with this Martha Stewart punch that I showed you last time. It's so old it doesn't even have the wings. I don't know what the name of it is. And that stamp was from the collection I showed you, the Kaiser Craft collection. And this piece is a cutoff of when I used it's the waste of when I punched the punch on the edge of the pattern paper. So I thought that was a fun thing to use. This is obviously a tuck spot. And then we have a piece of graph paper, and it's stamped. There's a pocket on the other side. And I made 2 flags, added a butterfly for a tuck, doily for pretty. I thought about making a tuck, but it didn't hold, so I made that one. And inked everything with frayed burlap and die cuts and coffee dye tags. Over here is a little pocket I made from the book paper. I just folded it in on itself and folded it up, rounded the corners, and added a little flower, a big coffee dyed tag, and then I just put together one of these kind of tags. And I used all leftover pieces of lace that I had, so that this way, see, this is what normally the first pages are. is writing space, and then it goes back to what we just saw with the fold out and stuff. This one is using this old lace, and eventually it will be, oh, this one we're going to do together. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh boy. That's the same. Then at one point, this is a different leftover piece. And at one point, I used, it's back here, two different pieces, just glued them in. This is the most fun junk journal, I'm telling you. I used all my scraps, I used all the good stuff, and I was so excited to use up so much stuff. Like I told you, it's my new goal to always use stuff up so that this way I don't have piles of stuff around where you shouldn't really have piles of stuff and paper I didn't know about. Inside all the pockets are little, I have this paper also from Kaiser Craft, and it says it's the Up, Up and Away collection. And as you can see, we have text, lined postcard, handwriting, telegram, music. So I cut it in, I cut them individually. I actually got 10 pieces of that scrapbook.com because I wanted it for using it like ephemera. So that is what you will find in each of these middle pockets. I actually made more envelopes. They go this way, like this, just folded it up and folded it down. I was going to put them in, but the book is so fat and I didn't want to add any more bulk. So we are going to decorate this section together. And one of the things, I did use this glue to do it, this Art Glitter Designer glue, and it really is a good glue. The only thing is, when they say it dries clear, they're really not kidding, because if you just scratch it on, you know, in other video I've done, I've shown you that you just scratch some glue on. You don't really need to really put so much, and if you do that, it'll dry before you can put it down. So, you know, it's just something to get used to. So, the section that, let's see, so here I have added these little guys. So over here, probably add some over here and get this party started. I will grab this fun little butterfly and we'll add some adhesive to him and pop him down. I have also a bunch of Prima flowers that I use. They're really small. They're teeny weeny, but they have little rhinestones in the middle. So cute. I bought a bunch of these. They are the Traveler's Journal. I have a bunch of them. They're all different colors. The point is, there's 100 of these little baby flowers in a pack. So I got 4 packs. So I don't know if that's a line, and I just don't know the line, but that's what that's all about. So now I'm just going to add a little flower here and another little flower right next to it, and press them near each other. Too close. Back up. Spin around. And just push them down. I usually just use a cloth, a paper towel, whatever, just to get the glue off. And then here is where we're going to put, I already folded this little book, of course, why wouldn't I have? This little book, it's the same kind of thing, graph paper scrap. This guy tucks right in here. and I will add a butterfly inside of the flap, still with this groovy glue. When I had looked at the video, what I had done, I kept calling it this groovy glue. I don't know what I'm thinking sometimes. I just say weird things. So, then, oh no, I like to put one of these little flowers in the middle of the butterfly, make it look like a body kind of, you know. And it goes right here. Fun, right? This is a different Prima flower set. This one has these flowers, creams and blues, and these just say Prima flowers. Just flowers. That's nothing. Tell you what, I inked everything like I don't even know what. I haven't. Oh, look, I dropped it. You see? Oh, I was going to start telling a story about inking. So, that's fine. Just awesome. Make sure I don't have any leaking glue. And then over here, it's pretty much the same thing. We got this guy and this guy. And we'll put this little flower right here. As you see, I stamped on the pages, like I said, with stamps from the collection. Use the papers, graph paper, the die cuts as tucks, a little doily, and up there I made little flag tuck spots, and I put a flower and a butterfly. Oh gosh, I'm just trying to stay in focus frame. Glue it down. Spin a little. Make sure I didn't leak any glue. And then we add our pocket that I made from the, use this little flower on the flap. Here it is. Here is this guy. So it's fun making this book. I think I had said in the beginning I hadn't made a book in a long time. That's not true. I've made tons of altered books. I haven't done a video on it in a long time. And I just assumed that maybe some people would like to see, I don't know, how I make these books. Maybe I'll be helpful to someone. Maybe. So we're just about done. I can't remember. That's right. I have lace for over here. This tag will go in there, so I'm going to put him here. I want to put I thought I had more flowers, meaning punched flowers. I thought I did. I have this one. It's got some of the black and white writing on it. Ha! It was two. It was fooling me, and I did not like it. So, right in here, a little glue. It looks pretty over here. Just for something. And then I just spin it around. Like I had said, used for this book paper. Of course, I inked it. Everything is so inked. And doily and bling on a roll. Totally awesome. it's lightweight and it's easy and it's just great like that. So then I'm going to put this lace over here. I'm just going to go like that and like this. You said be careful, don't just get all scratchy with it, otherwise it will dry that fast. So this piece of lace, fold it over because otherwise it's very long, and lay it down on the glue. I'm going to use a couple clamps. I'm trying to be very, very quick. I will cut off those ends after it's dry. And that's how I decorated each and every page. And and there you go. That's how I did it. So more the same type of embellishments and the stamps. I love these scrolly stamps. Those are super awesome. I love the stains from dyeing my paper. And in here, another trifold and die cut and fold out, flip out page. Same stuff. All the same things. Graph paper, lace. In here, looks like a handwritten letter, but we know it isn't. And the same thing again. And again. And again. All the pages are different colors of stuff, but they're all the same, I guess, design. I don't know what else, how else to put it, you know. So, the next thing we'll be doing the cover, and I will pop back on. I'm going to cut my paper because I changed my mind. I'm going to put these corners on first, and then I'll come back on when I'm putting the pretties and stuff on it. The only other thing about the book I wanted to show is the last section. I didn't know how much paper I'd have left, so I started it with this black, and then I did have enough to do all of that. But then on the very back, I added these too. But I put here, I put a fold up, so tons of writing room there, and hidden messages maybe. And in here, I have one of the, oh, I folded this one. I folded this one. They're so cool, aren't they? I think they're awesome. And pop that in there. And this is one of those envelopes I made that I couldn't fit. So I just put it in here and punched the edge. And it kind of hangs over this pocket. So there you go. Now I'm going to, whoa, pocket. I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to get that stuff going for the cover. So this video will be over. Thank you so much for hanging in there and hanging out with me, and I'll see you in a little bit. So let's add some finishing touches and be finished with this book. This book is so awesome. I am so happy with how it's turning out. The inside has turned out. So I changed my mind and I wanted to use this wood on the cover because I'm putting embellishments. So I cut a piece with little flowers and inked it all up, inked them both. My nails, my hands, everything, ink. I inked so much. And then I was putting up a little smattering of yummy goodness. Something like this is what I want to put. And I took this kind of like a dove gray seam binding, that I have. It's really pretty and it goes really well. And it is glued under the paper and it will wrap around here on the book. These are glued on within an inch of their life, I think. So they're good. They fixed up those smashed corners with the book. I have this really pretty lace I want to use and some bling on a roll. So let me move all of this off to the side. I have tons of flowers, a whole box of goodies that I could use in here. All these pretty guys, these more butterflies, cameos, these buttons with pearls on them. I love them. So, such a selection. We can pick stuff for days. It's getting dark here, so I hope that the light stays good. So, first thing I want to put on is this bling on a roll because I want this lace to lay on top of it. So I'm going to take this art glitter glue. I hope I'm close enough. If I get any closer, I know I'll go out of frame. Anyway, I'm just going to drop my pin. Let's move it over there. What the heck, pin? Sorry. And hold it in a way that I can just glue right down. This glue dries really fast. I should probably not do the whole thing and just do some, but I won't because I just want to get it done quick. I don't want this part to be 1,000 hours long because this is a very long video, but I wanted to give you a thorough tutorial. Okay, we're going to go with that because I know what I cut is more than what I actually need, and I'm going to put it on top of the wood, not on top of the little flower paper, the background piece, because I don't know, the lace is gonna go and yada yada yada. So we do need more glue. Some of the glue is already down there. Glue. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, sorry I wasn't talking. I was concentrating on bling on a roll. This isn't actually longer much at all. I did a good job with my measuring skills, I guess. Okay, and I just touched it, but that's okay. It rubs right off. I told you I always keep a wipe, but not a wet wipe, like a paper towel or a cloth or whatever. That's long, but that's okay. Okay, so that guy is down. Take a look this way. I have my 4,000-year-old glue gun warming up too, because for flowers and stuff, I want that to be quick. So I'm going to also use this glue on this lace because, again, I don't want to melt lace with a hot glue gun. And see, I want the leaves to go over to that side and the flowers to come to this one. I am not going to glue the lace all the way down right now, but I am going to put this clip here so that it begins to grab at the top, which will make it easier for me later. See, when the book is like this, these flowers I will of course glue down, and they will be all down the side. I thought that was so pretty. And then here are the ribbons for tying that I was telling you about. Right here. Actually, I wonder if I should just tie it up. Make my life easier, right? I put them so they came around right in front of the metal. Just do a quick tie and squish. Just like I told you, the book is very, very chunky, but it squishes because it's just paper. It's why I didn't add. I added a lot of goodies in there, but I could have added a lot more. I just didn't want to. I wanted, because it lays so nice and flat when you open it, I want you to be able to write in it and stuff. You know, it's a journal. It's fun. Keep it fun. Okay, and that's too much ribbon, of course, but I don't know how big, or I could have squished it more also, but I didn't because I'm just trying to keep everybody in order right now. And so, the way I envisioned this was a piece of this paper. One second, make sure this guy is straight. See how quick this dries? It's like dry. It's craziness. So I wanted that to sort of be in like the middle. I don't want to zoom in too much because I know I'm going to spin and mess it up. Here was the lace in case you didn't get a good look at it. Isn't it pretty? That's all I have. I used all my scraps of lace, I told you. Okay, we're going to add some of this glue real quick. Remember I told you though, don't just scratch it on because it will dry before you put it down. This was such a fun project. I got to use all sorts of fun things. I don't feel like I make enough fun projects, so this was a really good time. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I hope whoever buys it enjoys it too. This will be in my Etsy store shortly after the video goes up. Okay, look what I did. Ay, 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 ay. Thank you. Come back. It's okay. You had a lump. And back down again. Perfect. No, too far. Just trying to keep everybody straight. This is why I always get so worried about my videos, because I'm maybe too much of a perfectionist and I don't want to waste your time. So then on top of that, I wanted, you know what else I do? I'm going to tell you. I find it a good idea to take a photograph of what I want my book to kind of look like so I don't forget. So I'm going to keep my eye on that picture and keep on keeping on. This is a sticker embellishment. I don't know if I should add some glue to it also. Right now I'm just going to pop it down up higher so that my piece of book paper stays out. I really wanted to put a piece of book paper on the cover. I mean, it's a book, and I know I altered it and all of that, but what better way to use up all those book pages? I made all those envelopes and pockets, and now using it on the cover. Pretty awesome. So I'm going to do these two big flowers here first. That's what I'm seeing here. And then I used one of these put down some of these first. One of these. Okay. I'm going to put down 3 leaves first. And I'm going to, I don't know if I finished my sentence a minute ago. What am I doing? My Martha Stewart, look how old this is. I bought a new one that's got hot and low temp. I'm kind of excited about that, but I'm not using it today because then that would make me smart. So I'm hoping not to burn myself. Ha! Hot glue is fun. It's really not fun. It just makes life so much easier. And sometimes we all need that, right? Let me put this guy for here, sticking out. Hope he's not too far. And then we have these. Oh, these are the ones that came with that went with the collection, the Kaisercraft. And then I took some Winkestella, and then I put it on all the flowers to make them sparkly. I think that's awesome. I'm gonna put this guy right here, right? I also want to keep some room here because of the flowers. They're not going to come over. Oh, my hand's in the way. Not going to come over that far. So I wanted to make sure they're up a little further. Okay, and next to you was this guy. These flowers were so smashed. I had to spend so much time reshaping them. That's fine. I'm not complaining. Saying it was a bit of a drag when I got them. I was like, what did you do to my flowers? Looked like they got trampled. And yes, so I have these resin roses too. And this guy goes over here, tucked in a little bit. Because that's cool. And then, these are so fun, aren't they? Rolled roses. I actually got them on clearance. They were on clearance at Michael's. Here's the white one. And they were, okay, they say $3.99, but they were like 60% off or something. So I got 2. I might have got a pink one also. They only had a couple of colors. And I was only trying to find things I needed, which I did not really need these, but they were so inexpensive and cute. And I was like, oh, okay, this goes over here. I was wrong. Okay, it's okay. That is good. This guy right here, he goes over there. And we got him. I hope I'm still in frame, and I am. No, don't go away. There we go. You right there. And then these guys. Oh, these are so pretty. Oh, I love these. I buy these online. You get like a bunch of them at a time. Because I just think they make everything so fancy. I don't want it to move too much. Nice. Perfect. And who's next? Who's up next? You are. Okay, little glue on this guy. He goes, ow, over here, see? Told you I would try. I didn't say I would succeed in not burning myself. Try to tuck them under there. I have those baby flowers I used inside, but I really didn't want to use them. You can still see the book paper. That's also, I want to be mindful of that. There you go. White one over here. And then we are almost done. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Over here. Tuck it in. Tuck it in. Tuck, tuck, tuck. One of you. And when I tell you we're finished in a minute, I just want you to know that is more than likely a lie, because I don't believe I have enough self-control to not do something else, add something else, something. This guy's supposed to go here. And then I have a butterfly, and that, my friends, is it. Oh, I wanted the leaves to stick out. And also I'm going to add some little pearls. Oh, I have this butterfly. I almost forgot. And it matches so pretty. I'm trying to see where the best place for him is. I love it. Love it. Love, love, love. I'm picking it up so I could see. Gotta get some glue strings off. Move some flower petals. I don't know. I don't know. Do you think it's enough? Do you think it looks pretty? You think I should stop? Ugh. Well, what I am going to do is stop this video for a second, get this lace on so you can see what it all looks like, and I'll be back in just literally a minute. Hold on. Hi, I'm back. Okay, so I tightened my book up so, you could see. I added the lace, but I added like a bunch of little things. They're not glued because I was trying them out. You knew I wasn't going to be able to help it, right? I'm trying to, I don't know, I like how it's going, but I feel like maybe I need to take it here. I don't know. I feel like I need to something, but for right now, so when I turn the book, they're going to fall off, so you know. So, yes, that's my front-ish, but I'm really happy with it, even not absolutely perfect. And here's the lace, and I put the, I told you it was gonna fall. I put the leaves down on the back and the flowers over the front, like I said. And now when you push the book down, it's only this big and that big. And like I said, the seam binding is one continuous piece, and it's throughout the entire back to the front. So I know that not cutting it and letting it be one piece just makes it more secure. This was just a quick bow. This is not the bow that will be on this book when it's in my shop. I will make it much prettier. So anyway, that's what I got. I hope this video helps you. I hope you found it informative, and I hope that you'll come visit me again soon. Thank you all so much. You all know that you are the most awesome people that I know, and I cannot thank you enough. If you do like the video, you can click like. I hate doing this part and saying that, though. Or subscribe, that would be really nice. But just knowing that you were here with me today, enjoying this video, is enough. So you keep being awesome, and I will see you very soon.